Hello and welcome. My name is Shelley Lang with the Fulton County Department of Public Works in the Public Education Outreach Division. We just call it PEO for short. And one of our jobs here in PEO is to provide you with resources so that you can help us, the Fulton County government, keep our environment clean, not just for us, but all the other creatures that live in that environment, that habitat, or that ecosystem. One of the ways that we do that is we bring a video like this to you through the Fulton County Library System. They're one of our partners, and we very much appreciate our partnership with the library. In particular, we have a great partnership with the librarians. Don't forget that the library is a wonderful resource for just about everything, not just their Facebook page, but also the actual library. So right now we're not doing any in-person education at the libraries, but when things get back to a little bit more safety, we go into the libraries and schools and churches and anywhere that people congregate, communities, and we talk about keeping the environment clean. But the library is a very important partner with us. So when they get back to having in-person libraries programs, we'll see you there. But for now, we're doing videos with them. And they release our videos once a month on the fourth Saturday, I think it is, the fourth Saturday of every month. So be sure and check out the Facebook page for the library system to see when the next video is coming out and all those other things that the library can do and they have on their Facebook page. So we're going to talk today about snakes and the good and the bad about snakes. There's more good than there is bad. One of the things that you need to remember about snakes is that they are not going to chase you. They do not want to be near you. They probably are more afraid of you than we are afraid of them. When people get bit, it's usually for one or two main reasons. They either stick their hand in a hole where they find a snake or a rodent that the snake is chasing, looking for food, or they'll stumble upon a snake that they don't see and they startle the snake and they scare it. And a scared snake is a stressed snake, and when snakes are stressed out, they might try to protect themselves and they might bite you. Once again, snakes are our friends, but you have to be very, very careful with them, and you have to have a healthy respect for them. Some are venomous, some are not. There are about 40 types of snakes here in the Georgia area. There's probably over half of those that aren't venomous. The other ones that are venomous, you just have to be careful, and you have to get to know them. It would really help if you get to know them. That's why we've included in this video, we have included a short list of venomous snakes. I'm not going to show them all to you, but here's another short list of non-venomous snakes. And of course, non-venomous snakes will not bite you. And if they do, well, I take that back. They might bite you, but they don't deposit any toxin into your system like a venomous snake. So if a venomous snake bites you, you really want to get to the hospital as quickly as possible. But one of the ways you can help yourself when you're out in nature, whether it's being out on the Chattahoochee River, which by the way is where we get our water from, our water source. That's our lifeline here. But if you're out on the water or you're out in the forest or whatever, out in nature, just be aware of all the different types of snakes so that you can stay away from the poisonous snakes and be able to view a snake at a safe distance, because they're incredibly interesting and they are very important. And I'm going to tell you why. Snakes have a very important job. The smaller snakes eat insects, large and small insects, things in the water like macroinvertebrates and things like that, little fish and things like that. But the smaller snakes will eat insects, in particular mosquitoes. So as far as I'm concerned, the more mosquitoes they eat, the better off I am. The larger snakes provide a completely different and more important job, and that is to eat rodents. You may not know it, but crops can fail our food source are crops, of course. So they can fail not just because of climate changes or bad climate, but field mice, rats, and other rodents can eat crops. They can eat a huge amount of crops on a huge amount of land and destroy an entire crop. That's not good for the farmer, and it's certainly not good for the economy, and it's sure not good for us because we don't get the value of that crop. So large snakes make a meal out of those rodents and other things that can ruin our crops. They keep the rodent population down. So we're very thankful for that. But with the same, in the same breath, you need to have a healthy respect for all snakes and just keep away from them. But let's talk about the Wiley snake, and let's start making our Wiley snake paper craft. You're going to make today, and we hope this is a lot of fun, and this is one of my most favorite crafts because I really do like snakes. But you're going to make your own Wiley snake made out of paper. Hopefully you printed out your template here, as well as your supply list, which is basically a small amount of string, a little bit of clear tape if you need it, a single hole punch, or a pair of safety scissors, and then of course crayons and markers. If in fact you want your snake to be a little more sturdy, take something like a file folder and glue your snake to one side of the file folder like this. Or you can use a little heavier piece of cardboard if you want to. Not too heavy, but it'll give some support to your snake when it's hanging, and I'll show you that in a minute. Once again, this is one of my favorite crafts. What you need to do is take your markers or your pens or your crayons, and you need to color your snake. Now this is a snake that I've colored as an example, and you can color that snake any way you want to. I encourage you to think of a theme when you color your snake, and I encourage you to go all out and be the best you can be and make that snake your snake. So what you'll do is you'll color your snake first, then you will take your scissors and you will cut out the outline around the outline of your snake. So you start by coloring your template, then you cut your snake out all around this way, and after you have cut your snake out to this point, if you want to color the back, this is the time to do it. You can color the back and the front. But right now this is the front for this example. The next thing you need to do is you need to take a pair of scissors, safety scissors I hope, and you need to cut your snake starting here. And you'll be cutting here, and you'll go around, and you'll cut all around here till you get to about right there, and you'll stop. And here's another example of how you would be cutting that snake. This person that's cutting the snake is cutting all around here and stops right before they get to the end of the snake tail. So you've cut your snake out, your colored snake, and this is what your tail should look like. Leave a little bit of space like this and put a hole in that tail right there. You can either clip it with your scissors, or you can do it with a hole punch. And then you will take your string. You'll take your string, and you should have put several knots in it. So the one end of your string will have a lot of knots in it, and the other end will be free and clear, so to speak, and you'll just cut it at an angle so it's not too frayed. And you'll take the tail of your snake and you'll push that string through that hole in the tail, and then you have your Wiley snake. And they're very beautiful when they're finished. And just FYI, This snake happens to be long because he was printed on some very lightweight paper. But I had made some snakes with a little bit heavier paper, and this is what I call my Georgia Tech snake. It's gold and black, and I painted the front and the back, and then I laminated it. You don't have to laminate it, but if you print it on, if you have made it on a harder or thicker surface, your snake, after you cut it out, is going to be about like that, and it'll hang. I hang mine from the ceiling in my office because I'm always looking at my snake and thinking, boy, do I like snakes, and boy, am I thankful that they're around, because they take care of our crops. And then I have another snake that I made. This is a little different design. Put a little heart on the snake. And once again, I made it out of heavier paper, and I laminated this too because I like to keep them. So that's your snake. So I hope that you make several snakes. You can make as many as you like. And we thank you for joining us, and we really appreciate the library partnership that we have that brings you these videos. But thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are our partner when it comes to keeping the environment clean here in Fulton County. We can't do it alone, and we ask that you help us. And call us here at the Fulton County Department of Public Works in the PEO division, and we'll tell you about all our education and learning opportunities. And then keep your eye not only on our Facebook page, the Department of Public Works, but keep your eye on the library Facebook page for this particular video and craft and many other things that are on the library Facebook page. Thank you so much. Be well and be safe.